breathe.
Boom, 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 gotta get that. Boom, 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 gotta get that.
Hey guys, hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. And today on K-Buzz and all about the flaunt and K uniqueness, I have with me US-based Kenyan comedian Kimani. How are you?
I'm fine, Remy. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, I mean, it's really cool to know that we have comedians out there
Oh,
doing
there.
your thing.
Yeah, we out there, full of jokes, trying to represent, doing
Yes.
our thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, despite all the disparity, the way we talk, people there might not understand what we're talking about. They assume they don't understand.
Yes.
We're still pushing it,
Uh-huh.
making sure they get it, even if it's a week later. We're still there representing, repping the African continent
Okay.
and doing it for Kenya. So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how was your journey? How did you get there? How did you become this comedian first?
I mean,
before you
first of all, I went to the US 12 years ago. It's my first time coming back.
Okay.
And, I found out that I'm wasting a lot of humor, like telling people, people are just, asking me, why don't you do stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
So it's natural, it's something that I got. So I just found the esteem, the courage to just do it,
Yeah.
just naked, just take it to them. Take it, that's
Yeah.
what I did. I stood up and, I'm not shy. So I stand in front of them, gauge the audience, and tell them stuff to make them laugh.
Did you always want to be a comedian?
No, I never had the vision of being a comedian,
Really?
but it just was in me. Yeah.
What are you doing first?
Music, I'm also a recording artist.
Yes.
I record Afro Hop, which
Okay.
is a fusion of African and American hip hop. So I started
It's a
with
new one?
music. Yeah, it's a new one. So
Yeah.
I started with music, but I found myself, like I got this talent that I need to push out, just embrace it and be myself, because it's not nothing that I learned. It's just from inward, something that I born with.
Okay, so tell me, how is it there? How is it to do your comedy to that kind of crowd, or do you have like white and African Kenyans mixed?
Yeah, it's all kind of different people. The people I mostly cater for are students, like in the universities, which young people in general, it's almost like 80% white people. But again, to me, it's, the confidence and the delivery, because what I do, nobody else is doing.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, they can't do that. They don't know nothing about Kenya.
Okay.
They can only read about it. Me, I'm from Kenya, so I have the experience of Kenya and the US. So I tell it to them the way it is. So it's something, they call me unorthodox, because for me, I just stand there and tell them an experience. Like I can tell them about the corruption, the police, like how they make fun of my accent, So it's something that, I just give it to them. It's not like the normal thing they are used to, yeah.
And you said you tell Kenyan jokes, but what are your jokes exactly about in Kenya? Do you talk about our politicians or our roads, or the way we live?
Yeah, I talk about everything, like my experience, normal, like when you call a cop in Kenya, like they wouldn't respond, or they respond the following day, you gotta buy gas for them. Well, in the US, when you call them, they overreact. They send, you can say you cut your finger, chopping cabbage, and they send a whole battalion. So it's a whole different thing. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's the experience I borrow from Kenya and, the US, which is reality. I tell them the truth.
What do you usually achieve through your comedy? I mean, it's something we all will laugh about and stuff like that, but what's usually your aim? At the end of this, apart from seeing people laugh
Yeah.
and really enjoy my comedy work.
Yeah. I mean, my other thing is I'm an ambassador, silent ambassador for Kenya and Africa as a general, because, most of the people doing this are white. So when I stand in front of them in a 90% white crowd, and I'm like, then, Jambo, I'm Kimani, Hakuna Matata, and they are like listening to me, that's victory for me.
Yeah.
Like they know this guy is from Kenya, and I'm proud, and I'm, in their city. So,
Okay.
so it's a big thing. I tell, and I tell them positive things, with humor in it. So it's like I'm talking about the positive, the negative, everything that we can change. But again, rapping and reminding them I'm from Kenya, and we also have people like me who have talent.
Have you faced any challenges, or what's your biggest challenge so far?
I think the biggest challenge is when, generally when I started, and they pretend they don't understand what I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or like
how they're like, this, don't get a joke or something.
yeah, I mean, like in my office, everyone is like email me. So I thought it was more convenient until they told me they don't understand what I'm saying. So you know, it's like,
How?
so I mean, it's
Is it the way
that's.
you're saying
I
it?
mean, yeah, it's like it's how it is, you know. And then they would just be like, we don't get your jokes, you know. I mean, it's they joke, they get it, you know. But as a challenge, they look at you initially and think like, this guy is crazy. Not only is he black, but he's a black from Africa, direct. It's not just an Afro-American, it's an African, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's the biggest challenge. So you gotta take it to them. And for me, I take it to them, you know, direct, you know, I make sure they understand. And I make jokes about them not understanding me. So I you know, take it back to them, so.
Okay, were you able to meet some of these big, you know, comedians back there in the States? Like
Yeah, I mean, I've performed with Cat Williams. You know,
How is it?
he's short, you know,
No, that guy is
Jerry
mad.
Cowles. Yeah, he's crazy, you know.
He's insane.
He's
I
like
think
a
he's
pimp,
absolutely
you know,
lost his
yeah.
mind.
No, he lost his mind long time. But you know, the good thing with him and me is because he make me feel tall, you know, and me, I'm like, yeah.
When you tell him, like, oh, dude, you're
Yeah, I'm like,
great,
yeah,
you're
with,
so
you know,
tall.
so, I mean, with his pimp shoes, but, you know, he's I mean, I can't take anything from him. He's funny, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've also, you know, like, worked with Jamie Foxx, opened for him,
Oh,
doing a show in
really?
Milwaukee
That's
where he was
cool.
just doing his comedy and music.
Okay.
So I also did comedy for the Marley Brothers and
Oh.
opened for them.
These
So,
are crazy too.
oh, they, you know,
Really
so
cool
anyway, yeah,
family.
you know how they go, you know, they go
Yeah.
green, they are green, they are quite green, the Jamaicans. So I mean, it's good, and so I've worked with
Yeah.
them too, yeah.
Okay. And you know what? I want you to tell us a bit of those jokes. Just come up with anything or some of your old jokes or something right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, like I told you, the biggest is with the accent, the way they make fun of me. Like I was in the office one time, I pick up the phone, the guy was calling from 20 minutes away. He's like, is that my insurance? I said, yeah. He's like, I didn't know you have an office in India. And it's like, he dialed the area code where I live. I'm like, sir, what number did you call? 608, which is the 20 minutes. So I'm like, what do you mean in India?
Yeah.
So that was, you know, that's
do you
one of
mean
the.
I'm in India?
Yeah, and I mean, when I complain about the jokes, you know, people are like, it's God's plan that, you know, me, I'd be second class. I'm like, no, it's not God's plan, it's God damn. You know?
I think go.
Yeah, it ain't God's plan, it's God damn. So, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are the kind of thing I get, you know, out there. And again, in US, yeah, do you have an office in India? I don't even sound like Gujarati. What
No,
the?
I just play. They mean blonde. Blonde people.
I mean, yeah, what do you mean I'm from India? You know, at
Yeah.
least if they say Mombasa, it's one thing. But to tell me India,
Yeah.
Bombay, you know, so that's crazy, you know.
You speak Gujarati.
Yeah, I know it was English. I always thought I speak perfect English, you know,
Yeah.
but that's, you know, the thing. And also the other thing I always tell them, you know, I make up rules for myself, like for women when I date them, gotta be a woman that I can be able to lift, you know. So, I mean, those are my own rules.
So
yeah.
what's your kind of woman?
Someone I can lift.
Apart from lifting.
Yeah. Someone, I mean, it gotta be beauty based, you know. Okay, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but it's gotta be beauty to me appealing. Of course, I love my sisters, you know. Of
Yes.
course, in US, they got attitude. But, you know, if I can mold one, then, you know, I would rather deal with a sister.
like-
But I don't discriminate.
Yes.
I had a white girl, I had an albino, I had a Chinese. So I'm equal opportunity lover, so. Amen.
So, which one is the best? Which one did you like?
I mean, sisters, of course, number one.
Which one? The Chinese?
No. Sisters, my black people, you know.
Oh, you like your black people?
Yeah, that's sisters, you know. Not my sister. I got 3 sisters. Not my sisters out there, you know, brothers, sisters.
Yeah, did you like a submissive, like, black woman, sister? Or do you like the ones who are like, do not tell me. If you ain't paying, I'm paying for nothing.
No, I don't like submissive. I like, you know, somebody who is strong. Of course, I wear the big pants. I can't show you the size, but I wear the big pants.
Yes.
That's why I like a small one,
Yeah.
because I'll still be wearing the big drawers. I mean, I'm still the head of the household, but, you know, respect, you know. That's how it goes.
You want someone who's strong, not someone who's
So yeah, of course I can't bend that too low. You know, I'm from Kenya, man. We don't bend that low.
You're,
Yeah.
you're still an African man.
I'm still the African man. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
You're crazy. Okay, so tell me, did you have a defining moment in your career?
I mean, yeah, the defining moment is like when I got to like perform to like 50,000 students in the school, and they were like, it was mixed crowd in Atlanta, you know, and it was so good, and for them to embrace me and, you know, come and, you know, tell me they need more. I mean, that was acceptance to me.
Okay.
So that was quite the moment for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you want to tell your fans? You're in, are you back for good?
No, I'm back here. You know, I'm trying to, I got a manager, I got a promoter,
Yes.
you know, Andrew, my promoter, but you, my manager, and they're trying to arrange a show where I'll do my show.
Okay.
And generally, like, open with my comedy, and also I can do music. But right now, I want to do comedy, change the Kenyan scene.
When do you expect a show from you?
Oh, it's coming soon. The soonest we can do it again. I just got here 3 weeks ago, so we're trying to do that. And it's
Okay.
going to be sooner before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what do you want to tell fans? I know you're here.
Yes.
You know, and you have to do some bit of publicity for yourself.
Yes.
I mean, you've been in the US for a very long time.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell people who've watched you before? Or, you know, what should they expect from Kimani?
I mean, they should expect no topic left behind. This is me. I'm raw.
Talk about everything.
Everything, you know, from my boy Obama all the way to his homeless brother. I don't leave nobody behind. Me, I'm like for everyone, you know. I mean, in this sick economy, we need laughter. We need comedy. So I'm here to just change the Kenyan comedy scene, bring you jokes, fun, you know, therapy. I call it K-comedy. So that's why I'm bringing K-therapy. So we organizing a show.
What kind of therapy you like?
I mean, yeah, humor, you know, humor, it just, yeah, add life to you. You might be broke, but I come tickle you. I mean, you feel better. It adds so many years to you. I can see you grow already. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm about. Kimani, Kimani is the name. I'm coming to a city next to you soon. Watch out, Kenyans. Let's change the scenery, yeah.
Okay.
Free time, like I say, I do music.
Yeah.
I compose. I go to the studio. Like I do Afro hop. I'm also a musician, you know. I got music coming up. So I'm a Jamie Foxx, you know, kind of a guy. I come with, open with comedy. I don't need nobody to open for me. Open with comedy, come up and do music. But, you know, that's what I want to do, change the Kenyan scene.
What's the fun part?
The fun part of it is, like, I take everything positive, you know, and I'm, like, always, you know, I'm self-motivated, you know, just doing what I feel like God, it's God-given gift, so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Kimani. I wish you had more time. I think you're really insane.
Yeah, Remy.
Like, yeah, staying around Cat Williams and all those crazy people made you
Okay.
a bit, you know.
Yeah. It's all Kenyan, though. Hakuna matata, yeah.
Sindio.
One love.
So, man, I can't wait to hear your jokes.
Yeah, and I will make sure you got tickets and all. Yeah.
Please, complimentary.
Yeah, I will,
Come
yeah.
and
Yeah, for this, I'll
Kenyan.
get you some tickets, yeah?
Yes.
All right.
Cool, thanks, man.
One
And I
love.
wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Okay. So people, that has been Kimani, US-based Kenyan comedian who is insane. And I suggest when his, you know, what do you call this, his shows come up, you guys be there. You need to hear this guy. I think he's really a talent which cannot be passed by, or something you can just, you know, like switch off your TV or something. You need to watch this guy. So see you guys tomorrow. This has been K-Bus.
Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that boom,